Welcome to how to set up a Spot Gen 3 from SpotNZ. One of the key things to remember is that we're going to be using lithium ultimate batteries. We use lithium batteries only. This is the higher drain battery, and you can use nickel hydride batteries, but we prefer to use the lithium so they last a lot longer. So what you're going to need to use to prepare the G3 for use, you'll need a G3 unit, one of our customized pouches which are numbered, one or two carabiners, specific sized plastic bag, new batteries, reference guide, and we've also got some cable ties to show how they're done. So the key things to note when you are installing the batteries: try not to dislodge the rubber seal, which is here on the left hand side. These just undo. Only ever do them up finger tight. Don't use mechanical devices to do them up. That means that you can actually change them in the field. If you use a screwdriver or driver drill to do them, they can be too tight. So as you open them up, you'll see on the back of here we've got the ESN and authority number. Make sure you've got these recorded somewhere, so that if this washes off for any reason, then you've got it recorded elsewhere. Ensuring that this stays sealed. The batteries are simply inserted one way, one the other. Try and ensure that you're doing it nice and evenly. These little units right down at the bottom here are a space where water and everything can get in, and dirt, so you try and make sure that everything's nice and tight. Make sure the seal is continuous all the way around the unit. It doesn't have any foreign dirt or anything else like that on it. Put the unit panel back on it. The unit panels are not specific to any one device, so if you mix them up it doesn't really matter. But we tend to label the front and back of all of our devices, so we know where we are. So just nice and firm, it's done up. As you can see, we labelled on the front. And the next thing to do is to place them in a plastic bag. This plastic bag is designed so that the unit fits in sideways. The unit goes in like such. Make sure it clears the knobs on the back and slides deep into the bag. Take the air out of the bag and seal it. Now fold the bag like so that it folds over. Now the unit's now completely sealed. It doesn't force any issues when it comes to the functioning of the unit, but what it does allow is it's fully waterproof now. No water will leak through the buttons and no water will leak through the back seal. If you're working in a dry environment and don't require the plastic bag, it's still a risk you're taking that if you happen to get rain, that you're actually going to put the unit in jeopardy. If the main buttons need to be used, you can still use them by pressing through the plastic bag. You can still use the tracking button through the plastic bag as well, so turning the tracking on, press and hold. The other thing that you can do is you can use your OK and your custom message buttons through the plastic bag as well. If you need to access the help or SOS functions, you put your fingernail into the side of the bag, tear the bag, and you can push the button underneath. So that's when you need to actually activate any of those features. Then take it, holding your finger on the back, put it into its pouch. These pouches specifically designed so that the main functions of the unit are still available, but the safety functions of the unit don't need to be accessed. For ease of identification, ensuring that the number is situated on top. As you can see, you can operate still through the bands here to do the OK and the custom message. Ease it off slightly. You run a carabiner through the top if that's what you want to do, where you're going to be carabining it to the outside of a pack or something like that. If you want to use cable ties, we have in our new pouches inserted specific slots for the cable ties to be able to put on the units and to be applied. Now this means that the unit can be fully mounted on something. If you need to access it, open the tab, slide the unit out, and you can access your help and SOS functions. So now the unit is ready to go and be mounted. Must be mounted as high as possible on the athlete or on the structure that it's being used on, or slung from the top of a pack or the shoulder straps. And that's the easy setup for the Spot Gen 3. And you can see us online, spotnz.com.